What are the best digital banks in Europe? That's going to be the topic of today's video. Now, many people, especially if they're expats or business owners or planning to live overseas, are interested in digital banks. And indeed, all around the world, people are interested in those digital banks now. Now, of course, what's going to be the best for your situation might be different to some other people. For example, if you live in the UK or Germany, or for that matter, overseas outside of the Eurozone and indeed Greater Europe, it might actually affect what's going to be the best option. Because of course, some providers can't accept for country A, whilst others can accept for country B. But I'm going to come off the fence and say, from what I've seen, Revolut and Wise, or formerly TransferWise, are two of the best options out there for individuals and even businesses. Now, Revolut, the reason why Revolut works for a lot of people is both for individuals and for that matter businesses. They are open-minded to accepting people from around the world. Now, that doesn't mean they'll accept every industry, or if you're from, I don't know, a war zone country, or you're living as an NGO worker in Afghanistan or something like that. That doesn't mean that's the case. However, they are more open to almost any other bank, I would say. And for that matter, they have a banking license now. And that doesn't matter for most people, but if you're dealing with large sums of money, I've found that business owners prefer Revolut to, say, Wise. However, with Wise, there are certain benefits for people. I mean, for example, if you want to just add a currency to your account, you can do it almost instantly. Let's say, for example, you're planning to go on holiday to, I don't know, Sweden, right? And you've got loads of dollars or pounds or euros in your account. You can just add Swedish krona with one click of the button. And with the same debit or credit card, when you're traveling to Sweden, if you use that in the shops, it will automatically take it out of the currency that is being debited in. So every time you go on holiday, or every time as an expat, you change which country you're living in. With Wise, it's much more convenient, I think, even than Revolut. However, with Wise, it is a money market institution. They have got a banking license in Australia, I think now. They might be trying to do it in other locations. However, a lot of business owners who I know who use Wise say when it comes to larger amounts of money, or if you're outside the European Union or major kind of countries, it's not as good. So for example, if you're living in, I don't know, Singapore or Dubai, they might accept you. Although I've heard now with Dubai, they're not accepting people as much as before. They've stopped taking new accounts. But if you're living in, say, I don't know, Kazakhstan, probably Revolut are more likely to take you than TransferWise, especially on the business side of things. So I would say, out of all the banks that I've seen, TransferWise and Revolut, or should I say Wise and Revolut, are probably the best on average for most people. But if you're in a country like the UK, something like Monzo is probably just as good. But I would say, from a point of view of an expat or a business owner, those two banks, I would say, or two money institutions, are the ideal options for you. Things like Starling Bank or Monzo are good, but they don't take for quite as many countries. How can I help you? In two ways. First of all, are you an expat, a high net wealth individual, or just somebody who lives in a part of the world where it's difficult to get access to quality investment solutions? In which case, go onto my website on adamfayed.com and find out more. If you don't fit into any of those categories, then in which case there's a range of free material on my website, on this YouTube channel, and indeed on my Quora, where I get over 200 or have received over 231 million views in the last few years. And finally, if you want to actually read my thoughts in more detail, go onto Amazon and find my book on there.